Hey, chosen champs, I hope you're having a blessed and positive day. So, today the message is be still and know. Know that God is a God that will fix any situation that you're dealing with, fix any problem that you're dealing with. There is a point in our life where we may go through a conflict or we're trying to get an answer to our problem. So we do everything we can to get the answer that we want from God, to get the answer that we want for our wilderness season. And sometimes we have to learn to be patient and rest in God's presence, knowing that He will pull us out any situation that we're dealing with. But God knows that we get impatient. He knows that we try to do things and have control over everything. But every situation you have to allow God to do His part in. There is nothing that you're dealing with. There's nothing that you are moving forward in that God is not a part of. And when you're not making Him a part of your problem, that's when you start to get overwhelmed because you're doing your part and you're starting to do God's part. And when you do that, it doesn't work out. So then you get frustrated trying to figure out why it haven't happened in your timing. But you have to remember that nothing is on your timing. Everything is on God's timing. So when He is telling you to wait and be still, that means literally do nothing but trust Him. Do nothing but be in His presence. Do nothing but pray about it. He's saying, as long as you abide in my presence and know that I will take care of it, everything will work out. Be still and know. And when He says and know, that means know that I pulled you out the last situation. Know that I will save you from this situation. Know that I know what's best for you. Know that I am your Father and I always make a way time and time again. He said, I am consistent. I'm the same God that I was yesterday, that I will be today, that I will be tomorrow. You have to know that you have someone that has your back. You have to know that you have someone that is not going to lead you astray into the wrong direction. You have to know that He has the perfect timing for when He will pull you out of your problem. He has the perfect timing when He will save you from your situation. But right now, while you are in that wilderness season, right now, while you are waiting for Him to heal a loved one or save you from your finances or save you from trauma or whatever it is that you have a problem with today, let go and let God do what He needs to do in your life. Because if you're doing your part and you're doing God's part, then what do you need God for? What do you need God for if you have it all figured out? If you have control of your life and you don't need His assistance, then what do you need God for? You need Him because He knows the direction that you have to go to solve this issue. You need Him because He has the power to change it and turn it just like that. You need Him because He is almighty and He has all wisdom over everything in your life. You need Him because you can't depend on the world. The world will fail you. The world is not consistent like God is. You can't trust the world like you can trust God. So pull back, slow down, slow down, slow down. He's going to work it out. Remind yourself that you were in the same place before and you wasn't sure how it was going to work out, but He worked it out, right? He pulls you out time and time again. That's why He said no. Know who I am in your life. Know that God sees what you're going through. He sees the desires of your heart. And know that God already answered it. But you have to be patient for His timing. Because once again, it's not our timing, it's His. But it's because we get so impatient and we want things to change right now We want our life to be problem-free. But you have to be still and allow God to do what he's doing in this process. Learn what you need to learn in the situation that you're dealing with. Grow whatever needs to grow while you're in the midst of whatever it is you want him to pull you out of. But you just have to know. No means for certain. No means without a doubt. You have to know without a doubt that he has control and that he is going to fix it. When I was moving into this apartment, it took them 2 weeks to approve me, right? So that first week, I'm starting to look around like, oh my gosh, they haven't called me. This is the longest. Apartment doesn't take this long. So in my own control, I said, you know what? I'm going to fill out for another apartment. And I'm going to make phone calls so I can move somewhere else. And then I started to get discouraged. The caseworker was like, you need to create another plan, because this doesn't seem that it's working. But then I felt something in my spirit of God saying, trust me. Be still and know that I have worked your situation out. You don't need to call no other apartment complex. You don't need to try to beg for your blessings. When God is blessing you, you don't have to beg for it. It's yours already. So in that moment, I had to trust, even because sometimes the situation may look a little scary. It may look a little unusual. 2 weeks to approve me for an apartment, that's a little unusual. But sometimes God is testing your faith in that moment. Are you going to trust me even though this seems a little bit unusual and it seems a bit impossible? Are you going to trust that I got this? Because our fleshly desires will say, oh, you know what? I got bad credit. Maybe it's not going to work out. But then I had to remind myself of his word, be still. And that's what I told the caseworker. I emailed her back. I said, you know what? Look, God is telling me to be still and know that he got this. And that's what I did. So when you start to rest and trust and know that he will work the situation out, even though it feels uncomfortable, even though it feels impossible, because that's what we do. When the situation seems impossible and it seems like we're not going to get pulled out of it, that's when we start trying to do things and put our hand in things that only he can put his hands in. Do your part and let him figure out the rest. That's what he wants you to do. That's why you're feeling overwhelmed right now, because you haven't released it to him and allowed him to do what he needs to do in your life. It's always his timing. It's never our timing. So slow down, stop, and just abide in him. Y'all have a blessed and positive day, chosen champs. I love y'all. Remember, your relationship with him is very important. Nothing else matters. Your relationship with him is what's going to take you to eternity. Your relationship with him is going to make this thing called life easier. So, y'all have a great, positive, blessed day, chosen champs. Peace.